Hey, what's going on? I'm here to talk about something that's been all over the news, an absolutely devastating case out of Detroit. Wayne County Prosecutor Kim Worthy has announced charges against a woman named Brandee Pierce. She's accused of murdering her 9-year-old son and hiding his body in a shallow grave at her rental home. It's a heartbreaking case, and in this video, I'll walk you through the details. Let's get into it. On January 10th, Wayne County Prosecutor Kim Worthy officially announced the charges against Pierce. She's been charged with first-degree murder, as well as concealment of her son's body. In a press release, Worthy expressed the gravity of the situation. She said this case represents an unimaginable tragedy for both the family and the community, especially since it involves the loss of a child, someone with their whole life ahead of them. Authorities believe Pierce took the life of her 9-year-old son, burying his body in the shallow grave behind the rental house. The news has stunned Detroit residents, as you can imagine. The case has received widespread media attention, but the real story here is, how could a mother do something so horrible? Authorities say that Pierce's son, whose name has not been widely released, was found buried behind her Detroit rental property in late 2024. After the body was discovered, investigators immediately began piecing together what had happened. The details surrounding the boy's death are still under investigation, but law enforcement believes the crime was premeditated. Pierce allegedly murdered her son, then took steps to conceal the crime by burying him in the yard of the home where she lived. The case came to light when a concerned family member called the police. From there, police began their investigation, bringing in forensic teams who worked to identify the child's remains. They quickly confirmed that the boy had been dead for several months. It's been a difficult case for the investigators, and it's left a lot of people asking, how could something so tragic happen? As the investigation into the case progressed, the community was left reeling. Forensic experts played a key role in identifying the remains, and it didn't take long for authorities to realize that the boy's death wasn't accidental. Investigators were careful in their process, ensuring that all evidence was collected, from the crime scene to interviews with family and neighbors. They've indicated that they will continue to follow the leads, leaving no stone unturned. But as of now, the official cause of death remains under investigation. Pierce was arrested after law enforcement gathered enough evidence to make their case. In terms of legal proceedings, Pierce is facing serious charges. First-degree murder is a capital offense in Michigan, and if convicted, she could face life in prison without the possibility of parole. The charges also include the concealment of a body, which carries additional legal weight. As prosecutors prepare to take the case to court, they're focused on presenting all the facts they've gathered. They'll rely on forensic evidence, witness testimonies, and the details of how the investigation unfolded. The challenge for Pierce's defense team will be explaining the circumstances around this tragic event and whether there's any possibility of a reduced charge. At this point, the prosecution is adamant, and they want justice for the victim, a young child whose life was senselessly taken. Beyond the legal ramifications, this case has had a huge emotional impact on the Detroit community and beyond. Losing a child is one of the worst things any parent can face, and when that child's death is at the hands of their own mother, the pain is even more difficult to process. This situation is very devastating because it's a reminder of how we need to look out for the most vulnerable among us, our children. So many people have expressed their shock and sadness over what happened, and our hearts go out to the family members who are still trying to make sense of this tragedy. As we wait to see how this case unfolds, we'll be keeping an eye on any new developments. The loss of a child is something no one should ever have to experience, and the community is hoping for justice in this case. Brandee Pierce is facing serious charges, and it's clear this tragedy has left many people in shock. If you want to stay up to date on this case and other important news stories, make sure to subscribe to the channel. Let me know what you think in the comments below. What are your thoughts on this case? Share this video to spread awareness, and thanks for tuning in. Until next time, y'all stay up and stay blessed. It's your boy Dot 1.